What's up, peeps? Turn-based Nanashi here, and today we are diving into some key aspects that turn-based games should reconsider doing. But before we get started, please hit that subscribe button. We are so close to reaching 50 subscribers, and your support means the world to me. Now, roll the intro. First off, I'll say this. I want to make this perfectly clear. If you love this certain feature in turn-based games, that's totally cool. I'm not here to bash on anyone's preferences. I'm just sharing some thoughts on what could enhance the experience. I don't think this should be mandatory in so many games. Today we'll discuss two topics. Both are my hot takes. So I'm sure I'm going to get some hate for this, but that's okay, bring the heat. I'm cool with it, let's go! The first thing we're going to talk about is the injury and stress system. Making this video was stressful, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of games don't do this compared to the second topic, which we'll get into in a bit, but let's kick things off with the injury and stress system. Many games implement this, like XCOM 2, Darkest Dungeon, and Expedition Rome, even King Arthur. While I understand that it adds a layer of challenge and realism, I don't agree with that at all. Plenty of times, it's not fun, stress, and challenging. It's not harder and more fun. It's just simply annoying. Take XCOM 2, for example. After multiple missions, soldiers become tired, resulting in reduced stats and potentially negative effects. With that stress thing, they're out for a period of time, even days. And talking about the injury side, taking damage is part of the game in any turn-based game you play. But being penalized for it with long recovery times is downright annoying as hell. In XCOM 2, it feels like you're being punished for using the same squad over and over again. Sure, the game wants you to rotate characters, but what if you're attached to certain characters that you have made? It's like the developers are saying, hey, you can't have too much fun with your favorite characters. And that's just annoying. It's not just about the stress system, it's about the fun factor too. If you want to roll with the same squad, let me do it without feeling like I'm being penalized for it. If you were to say, how would you feel if you went on a lot of missions with no break? Well, it's a game. It don't matter, bruv. It doesn't happen on Showgunners or Final Fantasy. Could you imagine if there was a tired system for Final Fantasy? Not playing with your favorite characters because they got hurt or they're stressed and tired? And sit out of combat for X amount of time? How dare you limit the amount of time that I want to put into certain characters, either that you make or the developers made? When you put this tired, stressed, or injured system into the game, you are just being punished for using characters you like or have fun playing. On the stressed side of things, sure, it adds a layer of realism, but again, it's a game, who really cares? Is it really necessary? It's supposed to make the game more challenging, but all it does is add unnecessary frustration. I mean, who wants to deal with stressed out characters in game? We already stressed in real life. It's like, I'm already stressed, now I have to deal with a character that's stressed. Who wants to deal with that shit? But first off, guys, we are at 40 subscribers. We are 10 away from the 50 bomb. Thank all you peeps so damn much. I work 2 jobs at the moment, so seeing these subs and views really helps me get the grind on. Like, I'm for real though. Like, seeing them, I'm just like, dang, I need to start getting back on the grind. Now, back to the video. On to the second issue, which I'm sure I'm going to probably get the most hate for, is permanent death. I have a bone to pick with this one, especially in games like Phoenix Point, Baldur's Gate, Invisible Ink, Expedition Rome, XCOM 2, King Arthur, Battletech, the list goes on. Creating a character with a backstory only to have them perma-die in battle and move on like nothing happened feels like a missed opportunity. Why invest time into developing characters if they can just be whiffed off the map?
Old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to
a disconnect between narrative and gameplay. In Baldur's Gate 3, if you are whiffed off the map, you're going to just load the last save. We aren't going to keep playing the game if our character dies unless it's by choice in the game itself versus during a fight. And you can die in so many goddamn annoying ways. And let's not forget that hitting the last save when a character dies can be a hassle. It interrupts the flow of gameplay and can feel like a punishment for a minor mistake. If the goal is to encourage players to use different characters, there are better ways to do it. For example, providing a variety of classes like XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, you're given more classes, and even Baldur's Gate 3 having more characters. Because for example, if a fighter or a ranger in XCOM gets killed, let's say for some reason I don't want to load the last save, I'm just going to swap out a ranger for a ranger, and most likely at a lower level. If the character I'm using dies, I'm just going to use a different character of the same damn class, because I need that class or I really want that class in the team. If the developers want you to play different characters, I'm going to be swapping out rangers for rangers. At that point, it doesn't matter that I'm playing a different fucking character. I need the fucking class. And I'm going to have it on my team regardless. Think about this. How many times has a battle come down to the wire? You're down to your last man versus a boss or just a difficult ass fight, and you get the job done. Those moments are peak. Those moments stay with us. When you put permanent death in the game, the worst situation you can put yourself in is all of your characters are alive but very low health. In Baldur's Gate case, if they're downed and about to die. If anyone dies, you hit the last save. Some games make it hard for them to die. For example, Expedition Rome and Gears Tactics. For most of Expedition Rome, if any of my side characters died, it's probably because I ran out of water while I was traveling, and then I just loaded last save and got some water. If for some reason they died in battle, a lot has to happen, because they have to first be downed, and you can revive them, and plenty of times they're downed and no one will bother them, but you can kill them while they're downed. And only side characters in Expedition Rome can actually permanent die. Main characters cannot permanent die. In Gears Tactics though, no one has ever died because of their down system. They have like 4 or 5 health bars, and when they reach 0, they get downed, you pick them up, they lose 1 health bar permanently for that mission. I love that so much.
On the move.
I've never had a soldier die because of that. If these permadeath games made it optional to have permanent death, that would be fine with me. And enable or disable injury or permanent death would be awesome. That'd be fire. It's not hand-holding. It's not because it's hard. It's just annoying. Like, I finished these games, so they're obviously not hard. They're just simply annoying. If the goal is to get me to play other characters, I'm just swapping out characters I want with characters I kind of don't want at that moment, or characters I just don't give a damn to play. Plenty of times these characters don't have dialogue. Plenty of times in stories like XCOM, Phoenix Point, War Tales, they don't have stories for these characters, so you're not missing out on lore and cutscenes. In a perfect world, I think if a character receives a death blow, then they're out of the fight, and they spawn back to life after the fight, and maybe just at super low health. If the injury system was more of a, you get injured in battle, and for the next 2 battles, your character starts off with 75% of their original health. And if they were to be stressed and tired, you lose 25% of the original movement range for X amount of battles or X amount of time. I think that would be super cool. Or even if you could have it difficulty based, easy and medium, you have no injury or permanent death. Because players who commonly play on those modes just want to play for story or gameplay itself or just the characters. Then for the ones that want that grueling challenge, on hard and insane or whatever is after hard, you can incorporate injury, stressed, tired, and permanent death. While these systems aim to enhance gameplay, they often fall short and detract from the overall experience. By making them optional or finding alternative ways to encourage player diversity, developers could strike a better balance between challenge and enjoyment with the things that we pretty much listed off. Could you imagine playing Final Fantasy X or any Pokemon game having a injury or permanent death system? You could be catching the same damn Pokemon that was on your team but died because it got critical hit. You would have to train it to the same level as your previous Pokemon that died. If you say all this is pointless because you can load your last save, man, that takes from the game when it involves permanent death. You could be midway through a mission or midway through a fight, your character dies, you gotta do that shit all over again. Versus if they just got downed, you could continue the fight and hopefully get past the fight. Now, if your whole team gets wiped and you have to redo the stupid mission or stupid fight, that's different from you're already in the middle of doing it, one character dies. So now it's like one make it bad for everybody. We gotta do this shit all over again because one person got killed permanently. And that's pretty much all I have for today. So, thank you guys so much for watching. That's my take on it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this. I'm probably wilding out right now, but it's okay. It's okay. Until next time, peace out, peeps.